Did you get that yawn?
Yeah, yes, we did. Welcome on in, everyone, here for another episode of Coffee Before Breakfast. Hope everybody's ready or
Coffee before bed.
bed, breakfast. I get it wrong every time. Coffee
It's only
before
the third
bed.
episode. Branding
I'm
is
ready for
important
I'm
still.
ready for breakfast. All right. No,
Yeah.
welcome on in, everybody. It's another wonderful day of the LPL. I'm Mazel. I'm joined by Kangas. We are here to talk everything about the LPL that happened last night, as we had our third day and the first day of week number 2. And I am LPL caster. I'm getting ready for bed because my sleep schedule is terrible, and my friend here, although having heavily drunk last night, is here ready to go and getting ready for his early morning and day. What workout you got planned today, my friend? What do you got?
Oh, well,
What you
if it
got?
keeps raining, I probably won't do a workout. But
No
I
rain
hit
workout? Wow.
I
Wow.
hit 4 workouts in a row, so it would be a rest day for me anyway.
Oh, well,
So
there
I
you
think I think it was just gonna be a rest. And it also might be a go back to bed right after this
go.
episode angle, even though I've been doing pretty well of waking up early throughout. I made the
Yeah.
further mistake not only of drinking last night, but when we got back from the bar, I
Tell
queued
him
up
what you
for a
did.
couple of league games. I went
Yeah.
2-1 though. I went
Hey,
2-1, even if it was
positive
a
win
bad
rate.
idea. That's a net
Positive win
gain.
rate. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into it because we had a short but sweet night of the LPL. We had two 2-0s. And speaking of
Oh,
those two 2-0s, we had Team WE going into their second match of the season already, since we are into week 2 already. Week 1 was only 2 days. I don't know how that's a week, but it is what it is.
wow.
And so WE coming into their second game, EDG with their first series of the season, getting some nice intros. And then we also had TES versus Anyone's Legend. So big names coming out from both series that we had tonight, and I think it was a ton of fun to watch, albeit 2-2-0. So
Are are there games played off stream in the
no,
LPL?
everything is
Wow.
on stream.
So, because that means that we've had what, 6 games played or
We have
6 series
had
played.
Now we have had 8 series played.
Now we've had 8, and there's
Mm.
17 teams. That means that
Yep.
there's teams that haven't played,
Yep.
and
We have
WE
all
are getting their
the
second.
rest of the startup, or like the first iteration of spring coming up for them. So like tomorrow's TT LNG, we get RNG again against IG again, but then we get
Interesting.
FPX's debut. I guess no, FPX played first series of the season. We get Weibo's debut, and then they take a 2-week break. And
Fun.
then we come back. So I actually do believe there will be teams that have not played by the end of the first 2 weeks. If I
Wow.
might be mistaken though. Actually, looking through this, it looks like
That's an
everybody.
interesting schedule.
It looks like everybody
Could you
has.
imagine being a team just waiting around like we can't wait to start? It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
We want
So
scrims.
everybody has at least a game. One team has one game. It looks like TT has
Okay.
one game. And then they come back in week 3. So every team plays at least once to kick off the season, and then they get a 2-week break for Chinese New Year. But I alluded to the games we had today, so let's talk about those games a little bit. So the first series of the night, it was WE versus EDG. If you remember, Kangas, this is a nice little moment for testing. Do you remember
Oh
anything
no.
about Team WE? They were in the first episode of
Yeah,
Coffee
I'm
Before
trying to
Bed.
remember.
There was a big
Was
thing that they
Iwandi
accomplished.
Iwandi's new, right? Like that
No.
was the support that was, or there was
Well,
the support
it's a
on the team for
new
like.
support to the team, but he's not new. He's not a new player. He's
Okay,
been
well
there.
that's what I remember. Is they had the support for like 8 years, and Iwandi's now the one coming in.
No, that was that was OMG. That was
Okay,
cold
well
and
I
Jerry.
remember
That was
nothing.
last night. That was last night. All right. Well,
Hey.
to catch everybody up, WE in summer last split did not win a single game in the summer
Oh
split.
yeah.
They won their
They
first game to kick off the season, first series, and then they lost
started the
tonight.
16 win streak, right?
Yeah.
Oh
But
man.
it was, coming into the night, it was WE trying to maintain a win streak, trying to continue this growth with Hope and Iwandi, who had now been reunited after playing with each other previously. And unfortunately, it was EDG's debut, and EDG are world champions. They have new additions in Fofo and Ala in top and mid, respectively. And Fofo had some topsy-turviness last year on BLG. He was a part of that superstar roster that kind of just exploded.
Mm-hmm.
And Allah was a huge, pivotal top laner for LNG in their playoff runs and in trying to make it to Worlds in the end, not being successful. But huge playmaker and replacing Flandre as well in EDG, who's been he was the world champion top laner for the squad. There was a lot of question marks coming into this one for EDG and wondering how this new squad was going to come together, but they obviously still have very strong showings in the rest of the roster. They still have Mako, things along those lines. They are actually promoting a player as well. We get another first LPL game tonight from EDG. It is Leave in the ADC position coming
Yeah.
from the EDG Youth Squad, which is their LDL team. So that
Actually,
was huge.
I watched his walkout on
Yeah,
Twitter.
yeah, yeah. It's
His
the
LPL
picture
fan
that we
club is
have.
now
It's
popping up on my timeline in the mornings. Yeah, and he's just like walked out like this big like walking like,
mm-hmm.
like taking a picture kind of pose thing. It was cool. Apparently, it was like a Genshin
Oh,
pose.
really? Interesting. That's kind of
I
funny.
think so. I think I saw somebody retweet that. Just makes you better if the
Xiaolong,
game confirmed, right? You know,
yeah,
there's too
true.
many world
There's
champs
too many
now or
words.
good players that are playing Genshin
It's
Impact.
taking over the LPL. I also just a special shout out to Xiaolong Bao from the other night in the Chinese side interview. He did that dance from Fortnite where you like scissor your legs together and move your hands to the other side. It was hilarious.
Oh no.
It
Oh
was
no. You're
hilarious.
doing one of those
It
things
was
where you
hilarious.
credit Fortnite for a dance that's existed
Yes,
since like the
absolutely,
70s.
absolutely,
Probably even earlier than that.
exactly that. Cancel me. Uh,
It's
but
not cancelable. It's just
yeah, hey,
like
you never
kind
know.
of
All
sad
right,
where we
it's
are
the
as a
internet.
society
All
right
right.
now.
Anyways, so I giving a little bit of that overview going into the squad. Right, this was a moment for EDG to kind of show their worth. They again still had Mako. They still have JJ in the jungle and crucial parts to their world championship run. Right, and some changes definitely is going to affect losing Viper. Definitely gonna affect things. Losing Scout
Yeah.
definitely gonna affect things, and Flandre as well in his own right. Right. Although I
But
will
they still
say,
2-0'd.
yeah, uh, Flandre had definitely some communication issues. Looking through the documentaries last year on EDG, there was a lot of butting heads between jungle and top lane, and I'm wondering if Allah kind of fills that gap and changes that mindset a little bit. And obviously, we see the 2-0, and it was a smash. I'm just going to say that outright. WE did not really have any hope, pun intended, as hope is on the roster.
Do you
and
do that a lot on broadcast? How often do you do
sometimes,
that on broadcast? Be honest.
pretty often, pretty often.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know.
Well, now with EDG, you could do the same thing with like leave or something. Like, get out of
True,
there.
true.
He's in a bad spot.
So we had talked in a previous episode where I was saying there is Fisher behind Fofo for EDG, right? And he is a
Okay.
new Korean transfer from Korean Challengers over, and he came over to EDG Youth, but then was also promoted to the a sub, I guess, mid lane in the main LPL squad. Fofo came out and earned his spot tonight. That's all I'm gonna say. He took 2v1s on Akali. He was popping off. He got, I believe, I just want to make sure he got MVP of one of the matches. No, it actually, I can't check that. It looks like Mako might have gotten it. But in the second game, it was a nice combo of JJ getting ahead in the top side of the map as well with Allah. And I think we've seen some very clean gameplay from EDG before, and this year is starting to feel like it might just be another iteration of that. I think there's a lot of to go from, right? It is Team WE, not a lot of super high hopes for Team WE as a whole until they really prove themselves, and EDG needed this check mark off their season. And I think we saw exactly the pieces we wanted to kind of perform for EDG in terms of seeing Fofo come into a different team, having a really rough time last year, and coming in and, like I said, kind of earning his keep.
Now, WE's 15 win streak is going to start next game. Then
I guess
it
it'd
looks
be
like
14
schedule.
now because
They're
they
up
play two
against
games.
Thunder Talk. Are they a
Yeah,
good team?
not great. If you talk to Kelsey, she's big fan.
Oh,
Big fan.
yeah.
They have the chance to be okay this year. And I think that's something that is going to take a lot of testing for Juan Fong, UCal, but that'll be a conversation that we can have a little bit later. I do want to see a lot more cohesion out of WE, and I hope going forward we get to see Shanks in the mid lane a little bit more proactive. Hung actually in the jungle, pretty big bright spot for me for WE, and being a new player coming through and kind of cohesing with the team. I need to see probably halfway through the season, see what happens with this guy.
So holding out a little bit of hope for WE.
How are you struggling? You doing all right there? You
I'm
checking in?
struggling a lot.
Struggling?
I
Yeah,
really
yeah,
am.
yeah. Do we
It's
test
okay.
you immediately off of the first series?
Huh?
Do we test you off the first series immediately?
Oh, God, I don't know how we're gonna test it. I feel I was doing really well yesterday's test. All right, go for it.
All right. Well, we talked about him a little bit. He is playing for the first time in the LPL tonight, or did play, and got a 2-0 with his team. He
Okay,
was
that
an
was like
EDG
he
youth
just did the walkout.
call
He
up.
just did the walk. This is easy.
He did the walkout. He's literally
I
on the
made
tweet.
I made a joke about the name. It was like leave, right?
There you go. Look at
Yeah.
that. Look at that. I hope all you audience members also got that, because
Is that the
leave's
only
important.
question, or are there more?
There's more questions. There's more questions. Don't worry about it. All right. So Team WE.
Uh-huh.
Team WE.
Mhm.
What was
Oh,
the
I gotta minimize the. I forgot that I had the players up again. I didn't look the last time, but it's known.
first of all, do you know who the ADC and support are for Team WE?
It was Iwandi and
Okay. Punny
uh
name. Punny name.
punny name.
Punning. Pun.
Is that in the name pun? Is that the
No.
joke or
It,
the hint
I,
you're giving me?
yeah, that's the hint. That's the hint.
Okay. Is his name pun?
No.
No,
It's
I don't
hope.
remember.
It's hope.
Hope. Ah, yes.
All right, now the real question. I just wanted to make sure you knew their names. The real question:
Yep.
have they ever
Oh,
played
no.
before
Huh?
together? Have they ever played before together?
Yeah, I don't remember what team, but this was like a return of them together after I think it was
That's
this
all I
only
want. I
like
just
a
wanted to know if you knew if
year
they
break.
played together. That's all. We'll keep
Oh,
it shallow. We'll keep it shallow.
okay.
Let the
Yes or no
season go
questions.
on.
I
All
like
right.
these.
Yeah. Exactly.
True or
Exactly.
false?
I got you. I got you, boo. All
Making
right.
me look good.
All right. Now we got to get over to the second series, and this is where I'm gonna
Oh,
jump in.
perfect. That
Oh
was
my
it.
god.
Two for three.
Dude, 2 for 3. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's fine. Wait, no, 2 for. Well, I guess yeah, that was 3. Anyways, we get to the Mazel moment of the night, and it is the fact that we have Jackie Love and Rookie reunited once at last. Reunited, and it. Wait, can't sing that. I'll get copyrighted.
Is that? I don't think that's how that
Is
works.
it?
I'm
I don't
pretty
know
sure
if it
you
is.
can.
We're gonna see what happens. But Rookie and Jackie Love are reunited after so much time apart, and I believe, if I remember correctly, it was over 1,100 days since they had played together, and
Oh.
yeah, pretty hefty stuff. It was really cool to see them kind of come out together. Rookie was adorable when he came out. He like just came out and was like really timid and was just like thank you to this squad, to the crowd, which were going nuts by the way, like absolutely insane. It was very weird to see Rookie in a red jersey after seeing him in white and black and yellow, like in the yellow and black from V5 last year. Then he's just in a bright red jersey walking out. But I will say, Jackie Love, the Rookie Love combo looked damn good. Side tangent for my Mazel moment was top laner ZDZ for AL coming out. He came out, like shrugged his shoulder off, and then just did this like deep suave hair thing. I don't know. He just like went sideways to the camera and just went like
Okay,
real
for the
cool,
audio
real
listeners
cool.
only, yeah, just basically imagine what was described
It's
there.
like
Just
a hair dab,
get
like
into the root of the hair,
yeah, like a hair
and
dab.
do a little shimmy.
It looks really cool. You can go catch it on LPL. I believe they grabbed it. I think actually LPL Fan Club did. They grabbed a little screenshot of it. But going into this game, there was a lot of question marks for AL for me, and now those question marks kind of answered with a 0-2 start for them. Betty, I don't know if you remember maybe from our previous episode because they were in the first episode, but Betty was a big standout for me in summer. And Sword Art is now his support coming into the new year. And I was very excited about this, right? I thought this combo could do really well. I think Betty with an aggressive carry support late game is almost unstoppable in the right combos. Did not go great. It did not go great. It did not. They didn't have the carry potential, right? And you can tell by the 2-0 that it was a smash, and we'll get the details of how it was later on. But the thing that worries me the most is that I wanted to see a little bit of a holdover growth from week 1 into week 2 for Harder, who is the Solo King Challenge guy, who is a newer player, finally getting a full shot for the year here on Anyone's Legend. You got Xiao Hao, who had some shallow moments last year in LPL, and now is again getting a full shot. ZDZ's here again, and I think not to see that little incremental growth, even if it is just 1 week, even if it is before Chinese New Year, things like that, is a little bit worrying for me. And then they had to face literally like the super team right now in the LPL, right? I mean, there's multiples always because there's 17 teams, but they're going against Top Esports, and I think Top Esports is really interesting because they got rid of major pieces for themselves, right? They were looking at mid lane specifically. Knight has been crucial to Top Esports for so very long. And to bring Rookie in, to pair him back up with Jackie Love, to have Mark back after so many question marks, pun again intended. Man, these early
Hey,
mornings,
they're flowing
they're
tonight.
flowing.
You're not even casting.
Because Mark was a guy in his post game interview at Worlds was saying, after this, it was a very emotional interview. Was saying, I feel like I should retire. I should leave. But to see him back, to see him have the trust from Top Esports. And Jing Tian, the backup for Wayward, who is the primary starter for TS, gets the start on the first day. And it was really awesome to see kind of the cohesion in the team. I know I talk about that a lot of time, but it's something that when it comes together in the LPL is devastating. And it was just that tonight. Both Jackie Love, both Rookie getting MVPs. In, I believe, the first game, Jackie Love went no, it was the second game, it looks like, actually. Yeah. First game was Rookie MVP on Azir. 504, by the way. No big deal. 30.7% damage. Second game, Jackie Love got MVP. Got a one-up Rookie, I guess, on his introduction to the squad. You've been the veteran for a while. 11-0-7 on Zeri. 36% damage. Almost a 200% gold to damage ratio. It was dirty. And it was just nonstop TES. And I think, yes, again, one game. It was against AL. My God, do TES look scary. And I'm very excited to see how Tien kind of brings this team together. Because, dude, Tien had me crying in the club last year, all right? Dude, the documentary came out for Top Esports after Worlds, and this man spends 2 minutes or more just crying, doing a speech to his teammates saying, please, like, let's just give one more moment, one more time, one more effort to this. It is Top Esports who are getting obliterated at Worlds, and this man wants one more push from his teammates, and I want to see him bring this team together, and I want to see Rookie lift a fucking title, and I want to see this team actually smash the LPL. The problem is, every time we see teams like this, and especially Top Esports, they are full of curses. And I think that is one of the hardest things to bring through here is I think they are going to have to show that, like, big domination early on in the split and maintain that throughout the rest of it.
How common I mean, obviously every team's different, but how common are roster swaps for players? Like, do you think that it's just because it's early season that we see so many? Because there's been a bunch of players, it feels like, that are not the starting players that are getting
That
to play the
happens all
first
the time,
game.
right? Chinese New Year is like the big break after that. Like, it was tradition when Uzi was playing to not even play before Chinese New Year, and even for most of the split not play, right? So it's situational basis, but yeah, I mean, you're obviously going to see a lot of trying and maybe switching up in the early parts of the split. People are still getting to China, things like that. Like, just last split, I mean, that's where some of these incredible stories come. We've talked about Dream, a newer mid laner there for NIP now. And we were talking about him last night. He was the sub for Rookie when Rookie was dealing with some stuff back in Korea, and he had to play for a month, right, while we were waiting for Rookie to come. And it's moments like that where, like, I know we've talked about it a lot, but striking when the iron is hot, you get that call up, you get that moment in the LPL, right? Like, to replace Rookie, and he stood out. That's why he has a job this year. And I think it's so important that stuff like that does happen, right? It's a big league. There's a lot of players, there's a lot of teams, and
Mm.
it's natural to kind of see things play out like that.
Well, I do have an update here. I was
Okay,
able to
okay.
find the ZDZ walk-in. So
Let's go. Let's
for the
go.
audio listeners, you will not get this, but for people on video, you should be able to see now. Can you confirm, Lennon?
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
that's it. That's it.
okay,
That's it.
perfect.
It's
All
so
right, so
good. It's so
it's
good.
in GIF. So check this out. Oh,
So he's
a
getting
little
ready.
shoulder.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Look at that.
that was
Dude, the
smooth.
when he walks off to the left or to the right, like just look at the swagger. Oh, look at
Yeah.
that.
I love the camera angle coming in, like all
Yeah, yeah,
tilted
yeah.
also. Oh, it's good. It's
It's good.
cinematic right
Dude,
there.
that has been so I had a lot of fun casting the night doing the intros, and my god, it was so fun just to do the intros and see how much fun the players are having at the same time, and for like seeing it continue every time we're seeing these players walk out of here. I hope that continues, even if it was. Typically, they do these kinds of things for like the kickoff moments, like big moments, right? Like or like first introductions of teams. I really hope that we just get to have this like all year. Like I
Yeah.
need these gifts. I need these pictures. Like I need these moments because it just makes the LPL feel more like home. And I think that's one of the biggest things that has been missing for a long time.
Mm. First comment on here, or top comment, from Mr. Nothing 52, and their whole team got just one kill.
Yikes.
Cool walkout though.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
Oh yeah,
All right,
it's branding.
let's give you a little test over this last
Oh
best
god,
of.
another
All
one.
right.
All right.
Do you? I said it at the very beginning. Do you know how long it's been since Rookie Love has been a combo? For
Oh, it was over 1,000 days.
over 1,100 days. And it was like 1,161 or something.
I don't think I know the exact number, but yeah, it
Yep.
was. All I remember hearing was over 1,000. Do I get partial credit?
Sure. We'll give you half credit.
Sweet.
We'll give you a D. Give you a D. Isn't that's like that's half credit. Is a C half credit? I feel like C is half
I don't
credit.
know if it sees half credit.
Who knows? We'll
Depends.
contact our professors that we
A long
obviously
time
keep in
sipping in
contact
school.
with.
Yeah, I don't know.
Uh,
I don't know the grading systems.
so for anyone's legend, we're talking a little bit about a player who showed off really well, had a very strong 1v1 skills, was the Solo King challenge winner, is finally getting a full-on shot with anyone's legend, and he plays the mid lane. What's his name? He used to have a mullet too. He used to have a mullet. We talked
What?
about him before. We've talked about it. It was in the first day.
The only mid laner I remember was in this match was
Remember he
Harder.
cut
Was that
his.
anyone's
Yes,
Legends mid
there you
laner?
go. Look at
Let's
that. Let's
go.
go. Recessive memory banks. Recessive
It
memory
was a
banks.
50-50 which team he was on. Oh wait,
Well,
the other mid laner was Rookie. Why did I remember Harder and not Rookie? That's funny.
that's a good question. That's we'll dissect that later on. Well, do you have anything to say that you've learned? Do you have takeaways? Anybody that maybe any storylines that stood out to you? Anything like that?
Pour one out for WE for immediately ending their win streak.
Mm-hmm.
One and done.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they can pick up some more going forward. Um, I'm feeling like EDG. It's just so hard to look at this roster because it's so different than the one that I associate with EDG. So I think it'll take some time for names like Leave and Fofo to really stand out to me.
mm.
But maybe I'll have to watch some tape on them. Top esports and anyone's legend. Anyone legend sells like the coolest logo I
Yeah,
think out of the LPL. It's just
the
like a
panda.
panda with
Yeah.
it's like the hat and like a little bamboo sword or something on his back. Really cool.
Okay. Okay.
So I'll be rooting for them.
I like it. Hey, I'm here for the AL fandom. Well, that's some nice little takeaways. I'm glad you're starting to learn a little bit more about the players and pull out some of their names. I think that's the coolest thing so
Oh
far.
yeah. Because that's a bit like I know the big names, right? Like the
Yeah, yeah.
Uzis, the Jackie Loves, the the Shies, but I don't know. There's 17 teams, like
There's a lot. There's a
six
lot.
to seven players on the rosters for a lot of those. So a lot of other names of players that I think it'd be cool to know going into international events, so I don't have to just rely on the analyst desk to
Yeah,
tell me
for
everything.
sure. So I want to give a little preview to tomorrow, as LPL's every day of the week, baby. We got two
Yeah.
more best of threes tomorrow. It will be TT versus LNG kicking it off. A little background on TT. They are coming in for the first time. Both these two teams are playing for the first time of the split. Hoya himself in the top side, something to look at. Obviously, UCal as well in the mid lane. Big standout for me, or I guess standout is Huanfeng. The big ion is Beishuan in the jungle. Everybody knows Huanfeng. Everybody knows his Jin. Everybody knows that he can carry. Beishuan is in the jungle, and he used to be a streamer. And has been taking some efforts to being a pro player, right, over a decent amount of time. It's not like he's a new player or anything to say like that, right? But
This is
to some
our
extent.
Tyler 1 coming to the
No, no,
LCS,
no. I
right? Is
would
that the
say
equivalent?
there's a bit of
Oh,
difference there. But Beishuan, very aggressive, and I think TT's going to have to find a way to pair him up with UCal, as is a lot of tradition in LPL. Jungle mid, so important. But going against LNG, who are bringing Tarzan and Scout, which I'm sure you know their names. If not, we could go
Mhm.
over them a little bit. But obviously Tarzan, previous Griffin, World Star jungler, it felt like coming over to the LPL for now some time. And Scout, the longtime EDG mid laner, also world
Mhm.
champion, coming through here and actually stepping into Doinby's shoes on LNG. And I think that LNG are going to be a very tough test for TT, especially with some of those jungle rough edges that I was highlighting to for TT itself.
LNG's just going through the roster of previous world champion mid laners, I guess. Jeez.
True. True. And then our second series of the day will be RNG coming back to the fold. We talked about them already, and IG coming back as well. Both sitting at 1-0 on the season already. RNG, big piece to the puzzle and big looks for the first series they had were, do the standing members of Breathe, Wei, and Gala stand the test of leadership now that Ming and Xiaohu are gone? They did. And RNG destroyed their game. They had first-time players Tong Yuan and Bunny come in mid lane and support respectively, and they showed out, going deathless as well. And it was an incredible showing from RNG. So tough thing to kind of hold on to there when you're you're looking at IG across the board, where IG themselves feel like a little bit tougher of a situation. They're obviously going to 3 games as a whole, but YSKM, the top lane, I know you know him, Kangas.
I
You
know
should
him.
know me.
You should know him.
And he comes out spicy. I think this is going to be a really, really big hurdle for IG to get over. They have
Mm.
some strengths coming off of one win, but it is RNG who are firing on all cylinders with new players. It is going to be interesting. So some very, very fun games to actually watch tomorrow.
Cool. Can't
Yeah,
wait.
it's going to
It's
be
gonna be a
fun.
fun time. Hopefully, I will have more energy for that episode.
Well, Kangas, thank you for joining me to talk about the LPL and everyone here. It's been a pleasure to talk about these stories and these players and actually get to cover this league a little bit more than just watching the games and casting them. So make sure you get some coffee before bed, and we'll catch you next time.
Cheers. Wait. Before you send it. Before you send it.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Now send it. All right. Go. Go. Go.
Send it.
For the
Send it.